Hello everyone, it's Teddy, aka JamesKisau and MTGO, coming back for another donation bonus league on the channel. This one comes from Carl Drogo, who previously sent in the Esper Eye list that did so amazingly well. Almost got there, but fumbled a trophy. So this time they're back and they have sent me a pretty clear directive, which is just the stock list, but they wanted to see three cards in particular. They wanted to see two Harsh Mentors, didn't matter where they were in the list, just two in the 75, a third Consigned to Memory in the 75, and then also this pretty interesting card, Fumble. It's from Battle Bonds. It's currently outlined in caution tape since I'm waiting for DB to deliver me my copy, which shouldn't be too long from now. But I thought I'd just start recording the deck tech anyways. It is from Battle Bonds, so kind of an older card now. One in a blue. Return target creature to its owner's hand. It's like Petty Theft. Kind of. Well, yeah, it's not like Petty Theft. It only hits creatures. And then you gain control of all auras and equipment that were attached to it, and then attach them to another creature. So that's pretty cool. If you target Batterskull or Cauldra or a cloak with cryptic code on it, it's pretty interesting stuff, right? I'm sure there's going to be some other use cases for this, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Now, it's true that we will need to have a creature out to really take full advantage of that, like, mana swing, because otherwise we'll just kind of have a Cauldra Complete hanging out for a few turns until I hit 7 mana, and then I can equip it. But ideally, we get some pretty big mana trades and blowouts this way. And at its floor, it can pitch to Force of Will, or at its floor, it can bounce Merit Lage, which is kind of interesting. Recently, I was experimenting with Tyrant Scorn as an additional flexible answer to Merit Lage, since Turbo Lands has really taken up in popularity recently. Consigned to Memory, we don't really need to discuss this one anymore. Like, we all know how great it is, but Harsh Mentor, people have been thinking about this card quite a bit, along with Ankh of Mishra, as a way to combat the Nadu decks. Since once the Nadu player starts really going off, you can't keep up with the card advantage. All you can really hope for is that they run out of life somehow. Harsh Mentor and Ankh of Mishra are two ways you might be able to accomplish that. Kind of reminds me of how Rakdos Charm was a way that people were trying to fight Hogak once they had like all their 1 million zombies. But then that doesn't really make sense because I think they could have just sacrificed all the zombies to alter Dementia or something. There was some reason why Rakdos Charm didn't really work. The card does not have split second, but Harsh Mentor is really interesting. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact, creature, or land, if it is not a mana ability, they take 2 damage from Harsh Mentor, which is kind of a lot. Like, one would be like, okay, we start shrugging it off, like a fetch land. It's like 1 more damage, so the fetch land becomes 2 life. But turning a fetch land into fetch shock every time, if you've ever like played Modern after playing Legacy, you really do see the true cost of shocklands and why they're so balanced. 2 life is a lot. So I'm pretty excited to see how Harsh Mentor does as well. Not the first time it's been played on the channel. Way long time ago, there was an Unearthed Grixis Control League sent to me as well, and Harsh Mentor was in that deck as well, and I think it did some pretty cool stuff, maybe. I think it was only a 1 of at that point, so having 1 in the main board and also 1 in the sideboard, we're definitely twice as likely to see it in games we side in both copies. So yeah, beyond that, great synergy with Kolaghan's Command. 2/2 stats, great. Does not lose to a Bowmaster ETB. I'm happy. So yeah, once we get our fumble from Daybreak, we'll get going with this league. I'm really excited. If you want to submit your own donation bonus league, check out the Patreon. If you can't support me that way, liking, commenting, subscribing goes a really long way. And yeah, from there, let's just hop in there. Well, I'll still be waiting, but that part will be edited out. Welcome to the league, everyone. Yeah, this hand looks totally fine. Opponent's taking a mulligan. It's always nice to have Force of Will when A, you're on the draw, so the card disadvantage doesn't feel as grave, and B, when your opponent takes a mulligan, so the card disadvantage doesn't feel as grave. It's like a lot of things to like about it. Seems like we're playing against Oops All Spells, but they have a rather slow start. They're just going to play the Boggart Bog Tapped. I mean, this card does show up in Black Stompy sometimes. That was a great draw. So, we got Force of Will. If they Pact Negation that, we can Cling Thassa's Oracle, and then they, in most cases, will not be able to win that turn, and they'll be forced to confront the pact they made. Very slow start over there. It's interesting. I can just bin that. Yeah. Wish I had a Brainstorm, but Ponder will do. But Thoughtseize is a little risky, right? I think I would rather... Well, actually it's not, because next turn they have so much mana, they could Thoughtseize me, take the Cling, and then force, and then I force, and then they pact. It's kind of crazy, but I believe it is weird. It's like weirdly safer to Thoughtseize here than hold up Cling. This is the one time we have to kind of go on the aggression here. They have 2 pacts, tons of mana. Yeah. If they draw a spy, it's done, dude. So don't do that. Oh man. This is scary. I think we're in the clear now. It really left me in suspense on that Fellmire, though. We have another Force of Will. That's cool. Yeah, still just sitting back. Really just waiting for them to come to us on this one. At a certain point, though, if we draw another blue card, I'll just flash in Snapcaster Mage, put pressure on. Yeah, they're incredibly flooded. The other side of Oops, which is why I'm pretty sure you need to usually mulligan to a hand with, this is better, honestly, than Snapcaster Mage, mulligan to a hand with a spy in it. I think that's how it works. They can hardcast Fel the Profane, which we'll just let go. Seems like they drew something kind of interesting. I also want to say that most Oops decks now have found Goblin Charbelcher to be a better pivot than the creatures. Okay, here we go. Cabal Ritual, Balustrade Spy, Force of Will, Pact of Negation, resolves, Force of Will. If I can hide Cling, that would be nice. We know they have a Cabal Ritual in hand, and yeah, we'll scoop it up after that. Yeah, they were pretty close to paying for that pact though, but the double blue is kind of hard. It's hard to pull off even in a deck with Jack-o'-lantern. So, we'll take Thoughtseize. Harsh Mentor deals 2 damage when they activate the Undercity Informer, which is funny. But it's probably not good enough. Surgical Extraction is fine. Nile Spellbomb is the best card we have against them, I think. Consign a Memory. Take the 3rd copy as well. And yeah, we can cut this main board. Harsh Mentor, we don't need Fumble for this matchup. I don't need the basic Mountain. Kolaghan's Command and Baragoyf are all pretty slow. Edict is pretty slow. And then I can probably just trim a Lightning Bolt. I feel pretty good about that. I'm going to keep this Fatal Push, just in case they do pivot onto creatures. Same reason why I'm keeping the Edict. Although I feel like Fatal Push is better than Edict. It's a lot more efficient. If you're in like a weird spot and need to like, if they have put their deck in their graveyard, if you need to like weirdly use removal spells to try and like get a Bridge from Below out of there, or like a Narcomoeba to prevent Dread Return, Fatal Push is a lot better than Edict in that spot. I think this is it. Two Force of Wills, but only 3 blue cards means that we're still beating like a discard spell. Any blue card off the top is pretty good. And my opponent's taking a mulligan. There's no reason to like shuffle this hand away. It's totally fine. And they're down to 5. And they might not have a land. Okay, they do. I wouldn't even thought that was that weird. Like sometimes if you're mulling to 5, I feel like it's not crazy to keep a hand that's just missing some mana in order to go off. Not my favorite draw. And we're holding again. Alright. A lot of good things to surveil here. I'll take surgical, that's fine. Pass it back. Thought sees me. It resolves. And they take Baleful Strix. That makes me feel like they have Cabal Therapy, which is kind of scary. Or maybe it's just like a clock, so that's why they took it. Surgical Snap Surgical is pretty potent. I'll hold this shuffle. We're just not really likely to draw lands going forward. We hit our 5 Lotus Petal. I mean, if they fire here, I feel like they must have a plan, right? If they have mana for a Charbelcher and a Pact Negation, they could bust through this. Dark Ritual. Uh-oh. I mean, there's not much to be done right here. Undercity Informer. Well, that's interesting. Where does this fight start? I'll just make the obvious play. Force. And they let it go. Well, now I'm like mega curious. I want to know what's going on. And extracting Informers is actually pretty nice. So they have Packed Spirit Guide in hand. 4 Charbies. That's wild. Yeah, we're cutting a lot of outs here. 1 Poxwalkers, 3 Narcomoebas. Got it. Now what do we do? I guess nothing. I mean, we do need to start beating down. But Snapcaster Mage is really our only interaction right now. They have Pact anyways, though, so it's like... Yeah, I guess I would just hopefully top deck another copy of interaction somehow. Okay, yeah, that should help quite a bit. I just need to look out for a Charby off the top, which they can't cast. They'd need another mana source. Alright, bolt you. And then I'll just like snap bolt. Oh, that's good. That's pretty good. If I can find Consign, I'd feel pretty safe. Consign can beat 1 copy of Pact Negation handily. Bolt there. Okay. Yeah, play that out. Extract 1 land from my deck. Swing in. Go like that. Now we have Snapcaster back. And I'm really just looking for Consign to Memory here. Which I have 3 of, it shouldn't be that hard. Bend them both. The reason why I don't want to keep Brainstorm and look for it is that Pact will just blow through the 1 copy of Consign, so it doesn't really make sense. Gotta Brainstorm anyways. Alright. I'll try and dodge. Nice. Okay, now I think we cast Snapcaster Mage and extract Thoughtseize. They have a Therapy and a Charbelcher in hand. Okay, things are precarious. And I'm pretty sure that they'll just know to Therapy Consign to Memory, even if I do find it, so... Yeah. That's the place we're in, huh? 1 mana away from destruction. If they draw land, though, if I plus with Kaito, they can't bolt it in. Is that really the line we're walking right now? Brazen Barber. Does that do anything? I don't think so. Could also just hunt for another lightning bolt, I suppose. I have this Brainstorm. think no matter what, I am plussing Kaiso. I think that is a good line. Yeah. Because that does cut a lot of potential mana sources for them. And now we'll just brainstorm and hope for the best. Ooh, that did not go well. Put these two back. I'm also pretty light on blue mana, aren't I? So cast Ponder, shuffle, play an island, last chance. No? That's wild. Okay. Shuffle. Whew. I guess if I absolutely have to, I'll cling, then I'll spellbomb. Just looking for a lightning bolt. This is nuts. Oh my god. They hit. They hit. They hit the shit. They hit the shit. Okay. Yeah. I cited out a bolt, didn't I? 2 ponders missing on 2 3-out. No, there's 2 bolts and 3 consigns. We don't have the worst odds, although consign doesn't work anymore. They don't have the mana to therapy either, so there's that. That didn't really matter anyways. And I guess I should wait for them to activate the Charbelcher so their pacts are gone, so then they can't counter. Okay. Targeting me. Okay, just making sure. 0-1. Ponder, not brainstorm. A 2. I can't watch. Ugh. Crazy. Crazy. We had so many hits. I think there are a lot of universes in which that goes my way, but it did not this time. I mean, not only did they have to hit that Lotus Petal and not a Fel the Profane or Boggart Trawler, but they... we can just concede. They don't have to reorder their deck. Damn, man. Push. There's a consign. Shouldn't have been that hard. I don't think it should have been that hard. Well, now we're on the play, but I do feel pretty robbed, and that is really scary against this deck, because sometimes you lose that coin flip, you know? And it would have been really nice to not have to do this again. I don't even really want these Fatal Push, honestly. Give me a 4th Bolt. Give me a Barragoyf. That I may clock better. Harsh Mentor was not going to do it either, right? No. They would have been at 1. Yeah, this hand's pretty good. It's unconventional, which means Cabal Therapy is probably going to be pretty dead. Pass it back. They kept 7. That's concerning. Going to clean up. Discarding a Spy, I'm guessing? Oh, just Bridge from Below? That's crazy. We top deck really well. Yeah, I guess I'm just, playing Sewers? I want more blue next turn. Keep that. Hopefully survive. Boggart Bog. Tapped. Taking it slow. Probably surmised that I kept a hand with Force. Well, that's not actually true. My hand does have Force now. Alright, play the Spell Bomb. If they Thoughtseize, I'll Brainstorm. Gotta hide the Consign. With that Bridge from Below it exposed, if they, God forbid, are able to get my Spell Bomb out of here, I feel like if we're in a weird stall and I really need to draw a card, it wouldn't be the worst to, like, grab that with a Cling or something. Okay, they are Thoughtseizing. I guess I'll do what I said I would. Cast Brainstorm. And then, yeah, just hide Nimble Consign on top. See what they want to do. Taking Force. Shocking in an Agademe. Playing a Lotus Petal. And a Chromox. Are they going to Belcher right now? Did I just make a huge mistake? Cabal Ritual. Yeah. Oh man, I screwed this up so badly. Now I'll be scrambling for like Brazen Borrower. Even then, that's not that good. Oh, wow. Should have just sat there, I guess. Or put Force on top. Maybe that would have been better. Man. Screwing up all over. And their last card was Lion's Eye Diamond. No. I mean, I can Nimble Obstructionist and buy it turn. Exile your bridge. But they have enough mana to just fire that thing every turn. It's not good. It's bad. Looking for like Kolaghan's Command. Another Consign. Way to rub it in. I feel like you should have to sacrifice Goblin Charbelcher. That seems fair to me. Oh wait, I cited out Kolaghan's Command. That's why I didn't think I was drawing towards it. That's right. Yeah, maybe that's not right anymore. Could be wrong these days. Scalding Tarn. Boy, oh boy. Lightning Bolt. Well, I guess that's it for us. I will get a... Haha, thanks. It's not gonna save me. Yeah, I'm pretty much just drawing to Brazen Borrower. Yeah, it's a 1-outer. Lightly inflated if I hit a cantrip, I guess. Nope. Woof. Yeah, I probably screwed that up. I didn't count on them having that much mana in their hand. That was just a mistake. Thought they were going to set up for another turn when they thought seized me. I should have, I guess, just kept all my stuff in my hand when I brainstormed around that thought seize. I guess it's kind of a tough spot though, because if they do have a pact in hand and they just take my consign and blow through my force, it's like, I don't know. It's tough. All right, welcome back for round number 2. That was a bit of a rough one last round. Game 2 is so close, and that it's like exactly what I was talking about after game 2, where I was like, I feel like I did the work and got to the end of that one, and to lose it so thin, I might lose the coin flip next round. And I did, but arguably I also could have made a mistake. Opponent's keeping 7. I'm gonna bottom Lightning Bolt. Might be a little situational here. They have a main board Leyline. Play that. Keep that. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna want going forward. Planar Nexus, Pithing Needle. So I'll probably name what? Wasteland in the blind? Yep. I wonder if some of the Karnforge ring decks are just like mainboarding this now. It might be better to start applying pressure via Bowmasters. It's probably a 1-ring deck. Urza's Power Plant. That taps for 2. Voltaic Key is fine. But they're setting up. It's beginning to get a little dangerous out there. Start applying pressure. What else can you do? Alright, here I'm probably going to brainstorm. And just play more Bowmasters, I guess. Too late for Tameo. Yeah, I think this seems good. And I can force whatever they do next turn. Nimble Obstructionist can either bias a turn or join the forces fighting a life total. But I highly doubt they'll have to rely on Ancient Tomb, so we're missing those small points. But I do know that they'll definitely want the 1-ring as part of their game plan. It's usually how it works. And I'd still force the 1-ring here. Despite having 2 Orcish Bowmasters out. Kozilek's Command. We got 2 mana floating. I think I will let this go, because I'm pretty sure they're going to use whatever these are to cast something else that I care more about. If it was like destroying one of my creatures and also drawing a card while scrying, it would have been a lot more appropriate to force a will, I think. But we'll get through this stuff. Also, they just tapped an Ancient Tomb. That's good. Yeah. Like I just said. Can't abide that one. They have one card left. Land is not a good draw. I don't even think I play it out. No block. That might really help us out. Untapping the Monolith. Candelabra, sure. It's going to be a tough decision. Like, do I cast Nimble Obstructionist or do I cycle it? If they cast a Lattice, I'm definitely just gonna cast. They've got Lattice mana. Seems like it won't really help them though. Like, I can attack Karn off the field, but if they get Walking Ballista, that's a little more annoying. Helm of Obedience. Wow. So I've got one turn to figure this out. This is pretty similar to the last round, honestly. Do that. Get the redraw. It's not helpful. Rough. Thank God they don't have another Voltaic key. Alright, a little help here. Lightning Bolt, it's so close. They're gonna block. God damn it. Like, if one of these cards were relevant, if I can get this frickin' blocker out of the way. Have I shown them a bolt yet? I have not. They're definitely gonna block. Yeah. Just need to draw a little bit better. That's really all I needed. Maybe they'll tap their Ancient Tomb, I don't know. Alright. Well, that's incredibly disappointing. Alright, Harsh Mentor should do a pretty decent stand-in for Price of Progress here, even though it's a lot more susceptible to Kozilek's command. 3 Consigns, Thoughtseize, can take out Fatal Push and Reanimate, and Cling to Dust. Pretty thin margins today, I gotta say. But I mean, that's how it always is. More often than not, it will break in your direction, but it's also nice to exhibit the times it does not, because I don't want anyone ever getting too disappointed when they're playing. I've heard from a lot of people that this deck doesn't really produce a lot of results. It will, but you have to give it time. Cut Barragoyf, and then I don't need this mountain. But yeah, damn. Real thin margins. Even like a comparatively dead card like Shieldred's Edict would have done it there. Hand's good, it needs red mana, but I mean, could be pretty good. Doesn't care about Leyline. I'd rather Thoughtseize than hold up Consign. Eldrazi Confluence is such a cool card. It's expensive though. It's more expensive than Trinisphere. Like, I feel like if I take Trinisphere, it's less likely I'll have to force next turn. So yeah, we'll just take Trinisphere. Hand's not super strong. Yet. Yep. That was the turn I was expecting. Okay, yeah, now I'm definitely holding out for some red here. Not casting the Confluence. I guess it wouldn't really make sense. It's kind of a removal spell, huh? There we go. Yeah, it's gotta be Volcanic Island. Harsh Mentor, let's see what you can do. Be pretty taxing on all their effects, I gotta say. Boop. Consign to memory. Okay. So that's like Spatial Contortion, triple spatial contortion, so you can get something +9, -9 if you devote all 3 modes. That's really cool. Alright, we didn't know about the power plant, so they got 2 unknowns. Using key will cost you 2 life. I get to bang my force another turn. And if I draw another blue card, I don't know, maybe Harsh Mentor can go the distance here. It's just going to be really hard to justify, like, protecting it if they have another Eldrazi Confluence. Given that they could, you know, play much scarier cards. Don't really have a choice, though. Oh, God. It's unfortunate to lose my Harsh Mentor. Yeah, I think Price of Progress is a little bit better. The Harsh Mentor dealt 2 damage. It's not easy to play around, but they can do it. And like, Price is going to hit for 8 right now. If they ever play the Workshop in their hand, it would hit for even more. I mean, having a creature is amazing, don't get me wrong. Recurable damage, as we saw in like Collector Roof, it's quite good. Alright, we've lost. Right? Yeah. Tough break. Again, if we drew a blue card instead of a land, could have gone a little differently. Tough start, but I mean, the games have been interesting. Welcome back for round number 3. Yet to see any fumble action. The Shuffler's fumbling, though. Can't keep that. This hand's not good either, but going to 5 in the blind on the play is a bit of a death sentence. I think we can just bottom probably Brazen. I'm trying to make content here. Alright, Carl, we gotta win. Maybe I'll tag on another match at the end just so I get the full 5, because that doesn't seem fair. Alright, the last round was rather short, but we're back in it, and we even have Fumble in our opening hand. We're up against Bloodstained Mire. So likely not a Kaldra deck, which is where Fumble would, I think, be at its best. Opponent will activate for Raucous Theater. Not entirely sure what this could be. It's not the most common land in the format, and they put a card on top after some deliberation, it seems. We'll have to see what they landed on here. It's a Badlands. Was expecting maybe a third color. Very few decks are just black and red in this format. It could be like Classic Reanimator, which is probably still a pretty strong deck. It's hard to really call that deck not powerful when you look at the kind of things it does. It just might not be very well positioned from a meta standpoint, since everyone is bringing graveyard hate these days. They started paying costs and then they stopped. We have to look out a little bit for like Shallow Grave, but as long as the attack step is over, I think I'm comfortable surveilling here. Not to mention we have Force of Will, so land number 3, I should probably keep that. This could be like an aggro deck, you never know. If it is a Grizzlebrand deck, Narset is usually decent against that. And bounce effects are good too, so yeah, we might see Fumble do some work. Petal. Petal. Mox Opal. That's interesting. Oh, it might be Storm. Burning Wish. I should probably counter that. Probably going for Galvanic Relay. No Veil of Summer. And the storm is over. How about that? Okay, cast Brainstorm. Can't use Reanimate. Definitely want to hold up Nimble. So yeah, now we're kind of looking to make more land drops, I think. We can put Bolt back as well. Then I'll go to my upkeep and shuffle. That I may draw a good card. Might as well get red too. Kolaghan's Command is never a bad thing against a deck with artifacts. Especially if they're like doing a crazy thing where they're like, you know, ritual, and then with that last ritual on the stack, you just snipe the Infernal Tutor. That always feels good. Gamble. Well, now I'm wishing that I played out Narset, because if they wheel me, I'd be pretty sad about that. My hand is so good. I feel like they wanted that Beseech the Mirror, though. I have a feeling they gambled for that. Oh, Runehorn Hellkite. You know what? Ah, it's hard to ever be mad about anything anymore. Because, like, if it was Echo of Aeons, I wouldn't be able to stop this. But it's Runehorn Hellkite, so I can stop it. This is just, like, insane. It's a screenshot, is what it is. Two players going crazy. Alright. Well, there's no Nimble to hold up. They'll probably have a hard time generating Storm. They played around Force. They did not play around Nimble Obstructionist. Why would you? I'm the only person out here playing it. Play Narset, cut off their wheel, hopefully get a Force. I'll take a Ponder, I guess. It's better than whiffing, and then pass it back. And now they pass it back. Alright, activate Narset. Take a Bolt. Cast Ponder. I'll take a Force, and then I don't want the Reanimate. Although reanimating Runehorn Hellkite, it's a 5/5 with flying. That's pretty good. I should also flip Tamiyo right now, so play Tamiyo, play Strix. I guess I'll draw that reanimate after all, it turns out. Just start working towards some win cons here. That third consign to memory is gonna hopefully come in handy post side. Although this is not a triggered ability, that's an activated ability. Okay, they'll pass back. Let's see, I could have double Force if I use Kolgon's command to raise Dead Nimble Obstructionist. We'll do it. Hit for 1. Burning Wish. I feel like this is just going to get a Thoughtseize, right? Yep. Chromox. Seems like a fine time to Kolgon's command. Wait, no. Just let them come to me here. No, they don't want to use their pedal. That makes sense. They have some weird payoff as their last card. Seems like a fine time to do this. I'm also glad they're going to look at this reanimate. Okay, it's Echo of Aeons. I think I also bolt them right now. Because if they take bolt, they might actually squeeze another turn out of this. Taking a Force. Alright, plus Tamiyo. Hit for 1. Pass the turn. Defense Grid. I'll cast Borrower. I'll just brainstorm right now too. Put these two back, I think. And then just Cling Echo. I'm kind of just messing around right now, to be entirely honest. I'm not thinking too much. I'm just trying to be mana efficient. It's actually maybe better to Cling Beseech the Mirror, I realize. Yeah, what if they top deck like Past in Flames or something? I guess I'd just counter it. I don't know. Do we have lethal? So that's 6 damage. I don't have enough mana to have lethal. I could get Bolt back. They go to 3. If Kaito hits another Bolt or land would do it. Also pretty cool that we used Fumble to like stay alive. Pitched it to Force. That was pretty cool. None of the above. Been both of those. Bowmasters. Gee, this is kind of scary now. I really screwed this up, didn't I? Oh, crap. Actually gave them a window. If they top deck Past in Flames, they can do this. Man, what is wrong with me? I mean, if I keep Tamiyo around, at least I can stop Empty the Warrens, but Jesus Christ. Should have cast a Bowmasters too, I guess. Thank goodness. That would have just been like beyond embarrassing. I mean, I am glad to like I said a little earlier in the league, I'm glad to showcase these moments where you could really slip up. Like we were so far ahead that game, but if they hit Past in Flames, they probably could have made a lethal storm. All because I just messed around on my turn and didn't address defense grid or anything like that. So yeah, make sure to pay attention and don't do what I do sometimes. Okay, Reanimate and Fatal Push. Consign came in. Don't want these edicts either. Although, hardcast Runehorn Hellkite. 5/5 flyer, that's some scary stuff. I suppose I'll leave in Baragoyf just for like the racing potential in that highly unlikely scenario. Unfortunately, I need to side out Fumble, but I think y'all will understand. Got this mountain, and yeah, bolt. 2 more bolts can make room for surgical extractions. And Nile Spellbomb is okay, but not great. I also don't really like red blasts against this deck. Like, yeah, Echo is a pretty central card for them, but they don't really play red or blue cards outside of that. And then I'm also wondering if Harsh Mentor has any text, because they have fetch lands, but that's about it. All their artifacts are mana abilities, I'm pretty sure. I think we can cut Harsh Mentor. And then, yeah, just take, like, this Spellbomb. I'm not convinced they're not doing, like, a Guy's Will line as well. I think I have to keep this hand. It's a little sketch that we're on the draw, but there are scenarios where if they try to go off on turn 1, Surgical can actually help you out quite a bit. Like if they gamble... Well, I don't think they'd gamble their wheel into the graveyard without also having the mana to cast it. I don't think they'll give me priority to mess it up. That's another reason why you shouldn't be like too precious about your opening hands against this deck, because you might just get wheeled. And speaking of, we might also get Veil Summered here. That would be a good draw. There's no other blue card in this hand, which is kind of strange. Yeah, every blue card is in except Fumble. This is a good league for like showing off anomalies. We definitely play out bad lands, because if we do get wheeled, we'll want the chance to get wheeled into like Meltdown or something. Okay, Thoughtseize you. Chain of Vapor is tight. Yeah, I think I take the Hellkite and probably extract them, because they're hard to interact with, although, I don't know. The graveyard is where they want the Hellkite, so maybe taking a Lotus Petal just makes more sense. I think so. And I will say, not even the Lion's Eye Diamond will get them to 6 mana. They could draw Black Lotus, and I think we'd be okay. But yeah, it never really feels right to take a Lotus Petal. They bend Dark Ritual, so that, you know, they're looking for something different. They're going on a different angle here. Thoughtseize again. Okay, Besiege the Mirror is something very much worth taking with Thoughtseize and possibly extracting. Sure, I'll think about double red. Play Spellbomb. Lion's Eye Diamond. There's still a mana short, right? This is 6 to activate. I am kind of wishing I took the Runehorn Hellkite now instead of Lotus Petal, though. Not exactly drawing very well. Maybe I can surveil a blue card to the top? No. If they wheel me, though, I'm holding up double blue, or 2 mana rather, so it's not that bad. Jeez. Well, next turn I'll have Hardcast Force, I guess. Yeah, this is not going particularly well. I should have extracted petals. Okay, I think we're getting wheeled here. No, they're being cautious. That makes sense. I wonder with that Chain of Vapor out, is Spellbomb even that helpful? I could just use it to draw. I think I should extract Besiege the Mirror before that happens, though. I'll wait a turn. Meltdown, there we go. Now that is a good draw. We'll melt for 0. Should set them back quite a bit. They might even Chain of Vapor their Lion's Eye Diamond back to their hand. Then if they like sacrifice a land and also get their petal back, I might extract Lotus Petals here. Oh, they're just going right now. It's my main phase. This seems incredibly dangerous, but I like it. Alright, let's extract Besiege. Should make it a little harder for them to have a payoff, because yeah, now they're looking for Burning Wish, kind of. Entomb, Gamble, mainboard Tendrils. That's the main draw for getting Beseech out of here. Okay. Opposition Agent doesn't do much against Burning Wish, or really kind of anything that I didn't already extract. Well, there's Entomb and all that. Should have played a land first before doing something so stupid, because now I don't have a land to play. And honestly, I don't know if I'll really hit a land if I ponder, because I've already seen so many. This is like on the verge of failing to find too. I'll just hold up Nimble Obstructionist and Opposition Agent. I mean, I like that Song of Creations in their graveyard though. That card is tough to beat. Also, I'm kind of stupid. This is a Wheel of Fortune, it's not a Time Twister, so I didn't need to extract there. Or I guess I did, because I was about to discard it anyways, but I thought it was going to get, like, shuffled back into my deck. But yeah, that's a Wheel of Fortune. Dark Ritual resolves. Burning Wish. Uh-oh. Can they beat Agent and Nimble Obstructionist? Because I realize now that Agent also beats a Gamble. They're gonna Thoughtseize me. Yep. Taking Bowmasters. Not what I expected. Lion's Eye Diamond. Oh, we might just wheel again right now. Yeah. I should probably cast Opposition Agent, right? It's also tempting to bomb myself. Like, I'd lose a Force of Will, but look at all those lands I would remove from my potential pool of cards to draw. But if I bomb them, then they wouldn't be drawing like Song of Creation. And I want them to draw those Gambles. Yeah, this is wild. I think this is right, though. I'm contributing to Storm, though. But yeah, I mean, I know I'm losing out on 3 mana, but it just seems so unlikely that I will wheel into Nimble Obstructionist again. That seems like impossible. Play Agent. And then, yeah, bomb myself. And can I draw 3 forces? I'll take 1. I feel like I need to force Dark Ritual, though. Which is kind of sketch. It's very sketch. Alright, we made it. Made it to the other side. Cast Brainstorm. Didn't get anything out of that. Probably put this Scalding Tarn back. Didn't hit Bowmasters. So yeah. End of statement. Didn't hit Bowmasters. Thoughtseize. Yeah, my hand sucks. They'll probably take Cling, though. Oh, they take Kaito. So is this game going longer? I guess so. Well, let's work on their resources a little bit. Didn't see Abrupt Decay, so I don't need to worry about holding this to raise dead Opposition Agent or anything. And am I really holding this Cling to Dust for anything? I feel like no. I'll just draw. Hit their Thoughtseize. But I could also bolt them. Then if I top deck Bowmasters, well, I think drawing should happen first. Hold on, I should have hit Dark Ritual. Sorry, everyone. I feel like I'm seeing the right line just a hair too late. Brazen Borrower, don't think that'll do much. But yeah, I could put them to 1. 1 is not 0. Consign was a great draw. They know about my reach in hand too. Right? Yep. They do not know about Consign. Alright, that should do it. Draw 1, Baragoyf, kind of whatever. Play a land. Hit for 3. If they had Abrupt Decayed there, like, there would have been a window for them to activate Verdant Catacombs while Kolaghan's Command was on the stack. Cool. Alright. Technically 1 and 2, but this is literally on the scoreboard, so we can say 2 and 2. Welcome to round number 5. Pretty medium hand. We definitely won't be hurting for land drops though, so if this is anything like a normal matchup, it's kind of a nice place to be. Play Sewers on 1, and I'll keep Cling. Good way to cash out all these land drops. Basic Island. Lotus Petal. Ponder. So I'm thinking this is probably Show and Tell. Obviously this is not a great hand to fight Show and Tell with. Their Ponder will shuffle though. Maybe we have some time to figure this out. We'll see. Cast Ponder. I wonder if I just have to keep that Edict. We'll see. If it turns out to be like Doomsday, I'll just shuffle. And if they Show and Tell an Omniscience out, I guess I will... I think I'm not just always putting in bad lands anyways off of a Show and Tell. Although, you could also argue I'm supposed to Cling in response and try and hit a Force of Will. You gotta ask yourself what's more likely. Am I gonna hit a 4-outer, or is it less likely that they have Force of Will from my Brazen Borrower? They don't even need blue card at that point because Omniscience will cast it for free. It's kind of a tough question to ask yourself, you know? Eureka! Oh, great. Yeah. Oh, problem here. None of the lands in my hand make blue. Maybe that was a mistake. Although I was thinking I might have wanted to shuffle the Edict away. Yeah, I'll just let this resolve. There's Omniscience. I'll keep going. Yeah, I'll put that in too. They're done. Okay, now what? Emrakul? I can beat that. I guess now's the time. It's risky though, because like, if they counter the Petty Theft, I won't have enough mana to Edict an Emrakul. But they'll have an extra turn anyways and all that, so this is really the only thing that makes sense to me. They have 2 cards left. If we're thinking one of them's a payoff, like, I don't know, it's not impossible that they don't have a Force. Please work. Dang it. Okay, what do I do now? Probably try and rip Force. Bowmasters. Uh-oh. Hedge Maze. I mean, the crazy thing is, like, if I top deck Kolaghan's Command... Oh my god. They had stock up too. Never mind. I was gonna say, if I top deck Kolaghan's Command, I could, Raise Dead Borrower and bounce the Omniscience. They don't shuffle. They stock up again. I mean, maybe this will whiff, I don't know. Seems unlikely. The very least, they can hit another cantrip or something. Okay. Yeah. I'd survive the hit at 4, but I wouldn't have any land, so... Oh my god. You're kidding me right now, right? They do that just to mess with you, right? Someone's watching all the games, and then they, like, put the card you want next down. That's how they do it, right? Okay, get Consign. I'm not going to bring Reanimate it back in until they show me like Atraxa, but this does not look like a sneak attack version. Surgical, Red Blast, Thoughtseize, yeah. And then the Lightning Bolts can go Trimacolgon's Command, Basic Mountain again. Haven't faced any Wasteland decks this league, huh? It's interesting. Fumble. It's not textless. I mean you can't bounce Emrakul, so actually, yeah, along with Reanimate, I think Fumble's out until I see extraneous threats. And then Fatal Push and a Cling to Dust can go. I brought this Harsh Mentor in. I'm not sure why. I think I can cut that. Bring in something with Flash instead, like Opposition Agent. They could be on Intuition, even though I'm pretty sure Intuition got supplanted by Stock Up, which is just better in a lot of ways. Take the play. And yeah, this hand is fine. I think I can even afford to play Sewers on one. If I was on the draw, I'd probably just hold up Pyroblast. Lay that out. Land number 3, I think we can do a little better. Like, I already have Lorien revealed in the reserves. If I really need my third land drop, I'd rather find something more interactive. Scalding Tarn. And it seems like we got away with it. I'm not going to ponder yet either, because if I don't have to Pyroblast, putting in Bowmasters will be pretty nice. Consign, that's good. And Scalding Tarn gets activated. Probably for, yeah, Hedge Maze. Further kind of showing this is probably not a deck with Sneak Attack in it. I mean, we probably already knew that when we saw the Eureka. Show and Tell and Eureka being the ways they get big stuff into play. Weird stop on the draw step. Are they also playing Miracles? Do they have a Triumph of St. Catherine side plan? Alright. Would not be surprised to see a Brainstorm in response to these Bowmasters. But this is just kind of what we do. There you go. It's worth a force to them. You gotta consider that a win. And just like I said would happen, that thing happened. I'll take more. Probably not Brazen Borrower though. Yeah, why would they do that? Why would they force Bowmasters? Are they that far away from their combo that they just don't feel like they can afford it? They don't have time? Are they planning on pondering twice this turn? In a world of Mistrise Village, it feels pretty good to just Red Blast stuff like Stock Up. Not Ponder though, but I will get this little punish in here. Hopefully it doesn't go horribly wrong. But given how they forced the Bowmasters, I feel like they don't have their combo ready to go. If they did, I feel like they just save force to fight my interaction. They don't shuffle. Uh-oh. Did I screw up again? Was I supposed to let that go? No, we're fine. Opposition Agent. That is so funny. I guess I just clipped their land too. That doesn't make sense. I should make a land drop. Are they gonna fetch now? Okay, that would have been really funny. No. It would be really funny though if like they really needed that mana. I draw the line at some places, you know. There's some spots I draw the line. Do that. Veil Summer. Well, they don't draw. Consign still beats this, or is not affected by Veil. And there's Natraxa. Alright, we'll consign that trigger. Replicate once. And now Reanimate. Seems pretty good again. Dang, I'm sad. I could have Red Blasted that. How am I going to beat this Atraxa? Like, it's cool they didn't draw all those cards, but They have this big thing. I'll hold up Badlands. Play that. I have another Red Blast I'm drawing towards. Ponder or Brainstorm. If I miss on a draw next turn, Brainstorm could make it useful, but I think it's just Ponder. I'm trying to dig deep here. But they're going to undo a lot of my hard work. It's far too free for Atraxa to attack. The Vigilance is stealthily one of the best things about Atraxa. My Narset's going down. They go up to 16. That's not good. That's not good either. But I'm not going to force it. Rainforest. Points. I'll take an island, I guess. They have a stock up, a Eureka, and an Omniscience in hand. So we're not in good shape. But at least I get a land. Brainstorm. Oh, I really want this to work. Cast Ponder. Harsh Mentor. I think I just need to let them... Well, no, that doesn't make any sense at all. I'll need to sacrifice one of my creatures here. I'm guessing I'm gonna lose Bowmasters. Maybe not. You never know. Thought sees you, take your Eureka, I guess. I don't know. Could take Omniscience. Could take Stock Up. It's all bad. It's just such a banger hand. I hate it. I also don't need to attack with Opposition Agent. That's true. God damn. I need to break this up somehow, though. Like, their top decks get incredibly live if I leave them with this. I'll take the Eureka. And then attack with Orc Army and Bowmasters. Tap down Atraxa. They'll be at 20 life. That's crazy. Or maybe they'll get scared and not block. I don't know. Yep. Oh no, sorry. They'll be at 19. No, even lower. They'll be at 17. Literally rolling my eyes for no reason. They can draw again. They can't search their library, though. Has never stopped them before, though. So they did not rip Show and Tell. That's good. Or Eureka. Because then they would have done that first. Ancient Tomb. Alright, sick. Oh, man. Tough run. I mean, that can happen when you're playing. Oh, yeah, it's also not over yet. I'm going to do one more match for y'all since the other one was not really a thing. I want to also point out, there's really nothing wrong with losing. You're playing against one other person, and only one of you can win. So the odds are pretty good that you're going to lose. But obviously we do everything we can to not. This hand is not good. But it's not bad. I can Thoughtseize and Cling, and I have a Force of Will. But we're kind of at the mercy of our top decks to find blue mana. At which point it really goes off. But yeah, we'll mulligan. This hand's not great either. Opponent's keeping 7, that's not good. Fumble's probably the most situational of these. Or no, it should be Bolt, I think. Yeah. Then I don't have to deliberate too much about what I'm looking for. It was going to be lands anyways, but no, I don't have to also factor in like red mana. Yeah, I'll go like this, just in case it seems a lot more appropriate to pitch Brainstorm than Fumble. Nile Spellbomb. I feel like this only really shows up in blue-black tempo and stuff like that in game 1. Baraglyph could really catch me up here. And Force of Will is not super desirable. It might have been correct to actually Brainstorm on the main phase there before they started representing Bowmasters. Let's do that. Sure. I mean, Baraglyph, Force of Will. I feel like games have been won with less. Games have been won with less. Fatal push. Yeah, I think we're just going in on this. We're so far behind. The mulligan was a beating. They have a fucking daze. Why not daze my Baragoyf? Did you really walk me into that? Did you, like, for real walk me into that? That's humiliating. And also risky. For real, dude? Oh my god. They have a Kaito too. Let's just try and keep 7 next game. Okay. So, Fumble, not for this matchup. Harsh Mentor, not for this matchup either. Notable, it does not specify Planeswalker. So yeah, I go kind of beat up on like clue tokens, I guess. But if they're activating clue tokens, we're probably already kind of losing. Take some red blasts here. Take a fatal push. From the catacombs, of course. And I think I'll take Spellbomb too. Trim a couple Force of Will, and then Narset or Baragoyf. Could also be Nimble Obstructionist, but I mean, Tamiyo has made that a much better card in the matchup than it's ever been before. I'm going to trim actually a Kolaghan's Command, because I think, oh, we didn't even show them any red cards. But in the situation that my reputation is preceding me, I feel like they'll probably bring in Blue Blast. Alright, gotta try and stay positive here, because I'm feeling a little beaten down by this league. Nethergoyf. I feel like it's not impossible to hit that with Bowmasters. Sewers. Yep. This matchup on a sub-level is just going to entirely come down to who has more Bowmasters. We'll brainstorm now. I feel like that was a major pitfall last time. Yeah, these cards are good. I feel like I can put back Brazen Borrower and Volcanic Island, but maybe redraw the Volcanic Island. Scalding Tarn, Brainstorm. We're not going to be able to pick that Nethergoyf off anymore, but I also really thought it didn't really make sense to go for that when they could have like days. Nah, pretty much just days. Let that happen, and then we'll get hit for 3. I think I will redraw that land. Taking Edict. Are they really going to try and go all the way with this? Or do they have like a Baragoyf in hand? Baragoyf. Actually, I'm going to cling that sorcery out of their yard. Maybe I should have done that before damage. Get a land anyways. Nice. If my life total holds out, like, this is like a good way to grind this out. Like, if they have to expose Bowmasters over this, we'll be in fairly good shape. Harbinger of the Seas. Okay, well. Wish I got a black source before any of that happened. Bolt. Shit. They know about this mountain, too. Yeah, literally every card in my hand is black. I didn't really think people would bring this in against me. Because, like, this is a wasteland deck. Most progressions I would have been incentivized to get a basic swamp. They're getting away with it. If this fails... it's bad. I know my next 2 draws, I guess I could draw something on the final turn, but if they increase their clock at all, it's just over. Damn. This has been a real rough league. What can you do? Alright, whatever. I'm good. Whew. Sorry about the record, Carl, but I mean, like I said, that happens a lot of the time when you play Magic. Sometimes you just don't win, and that's okay. I think my play probably got a little sloppy towards the end just from, you know, A, fatigue. I recorded this all in one sitting. And B, just getting, I guess, a little tired of losing a lot. It's hard to let it not affect you. I try my best, but yeah, sometimes it just does. but hopefully I was still making close to the right lines all the way through. And yeah, I mean, I really appreciate y'all sending the lists in, of course. It's always a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, as for Fumble and Harsh Mentor, I don't really think they are the best options you could choose for that kind of approach. I think even just Price of Progress is pretty solid against the Nadu decks that Harsh Mentor is thinking about attacking. They're flipping a lot of lands into play. If something was going to get them, it'd probably be something like that and not a creature that they could use Swords to Plowshares on or something like that. Third Consigned Memory, though, I think that's a totally fine meta call. The card just has so much utility. Can do a lot of different stuff with it. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it there today. If you want to send in your own list, check out the Patreon. Like, comment, subscribe. Helps a ton. And yeah, I'll catch y'all next time.